Hey everyone, Candace Schott here with the Schott & Co real estate team, and thought I would jump on here and give you a quick Toronto real estate market update for September 2023. Now, obviously, real estate is big news these days. There's headlines all over the place about, well, what's happening in our real estate market, not only in Canada, but of course, Toronto gets a lot of attention because we are one of the largest markets in Canada next to Vancouver. So naturally, we are some great news headlines. Now listen, I know that we are currently in a challenging market. I would be lying if I said we weren't. I've been in real estate for the past 18 years, and this is probably the longest down market I've personally experienced in my real estate career, and I'm sure the realtors would tell you the same if they've been in the industry as long as I have. This is my official third down market and by far the longest, and I know that we're no longer out of the woods by any means, but we all know that what goes down must come up, and it's just a matter of time before we see our market turn around. Once we see our economy level out, once we see interest rates start to come down, which will be likely well into 2024, our market will change again. So here we are, dealing with a down market, dealing with some numbers that we're not necessarily used to, but it is what it is, and there's always a market. There's always going to be people who need to buy and sell, and if this is the right time for you, why wouldn't you do it? The way I look at it is like this. Right now, our prices are going down. Yes, our actual market interest rates are higher than we've seen in a really long time, but we're experiencing a downturn in our prices. So a house that may have cost you at one point, let's just say $2 million, if you could pick it up right now for 1.7 or 1.8, which in some cases, in some neighborhoods, you can get a nice deep discount, why wouldn't you take advantage of that low price, knowing that when our market does recover and our prices go back up, you're likely to make some money on that house? That's just my opinion. So let's take a look at what's happened in September of 2023. Now, obviously, Toronto is still feeling the pain of the high borrowing cost, the impact of course, the inflation numbers, and the uncertainty surrounding the future Bank of Canada announcement, which is October 25th. Right now, we're reading both sides of the coin. You have people saying it's going to happen. You have people saying it's not going to happen. It's really hard to predict these things, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks with the Bank of Canada rate. Now, what are we seeing as a whole? We saw listings actually increase for the month of September by 44% compared to last September. It's significant because, of course, we had a really slow summer. But despite the fact that we have way more listings to choose from, our sales are down by 7% compared to last year. Now, that being said, even though sales are down 7.1%, our actual average price was up by 3% compared to last September. As a whole in the GTA, we saw 4,600 sales in the month of September. Now, for the actual city of Toronto, that was less than half. We actually only saw 1,735 sales. The majority of those were in condos. 850 of those sales were in condos. Around 550 were in detached houses. And then semis and towns made up the rest of that 1,700. What we're experiencing right now with these listings that are coming out and the increase, that 44% increase, we're definitely seeing a lot of listings come out in the month of October so far as well. But what we're really noticing is a pricing strategy change. We're noticing that, of course, clients are still trying to get the prices they thought their house would have been worth back in August. Those numbers are now different for the month of October. So we're seeing sellers change their strategy. They may list at one price and then they're decreasing the price in order to meet the buyer demand and what a buyer is willing to pay. So we are definitely experiencing a lot of that in the market. We're also experiencing a lot less multiple offers. Now, not to say that multiple offers aren't happening. They certainly are still happening on homes that are priced well below market value, homes that are in really amazing neighborhoods, and of course, a home that has a ton of amenities around it. Those factors will all affect whether or not a house will go into multiple offers, specifically that very low market value. So we still are seeing some multiple offers, but we're certainly seeing agents change their strategies and move away from that and list the house at market value versus trying to create a bidding war. So that's a big change for us because we're normally seeing anywhere from 40 to 60% of homes go into multiples. So that's a really big change for us, especially when it comes to agents and having those conversations with our clients around what strategy to use. Right now, we're kind of telling clients, listen, let's list at market value because buyers have some fatigue from dealing with multiple offers for such a long time. It's kind of a nice break for buyers just to come in, bring in an offer, and do some old school negotiating. Now, as far as what's going to happen, nobody can predict it. However, there of course is a lot of chatter about these interest rates and how long they're going to last. We anticipate looking at Q2, Q3 to start seeing some relief from these interest rates, and we all know what that means. That means that prices will start to go up. So if you are somebody who's interested in buying a house and aren't sure about whether or not these high interest rates are for you, we are definitely considering talking to a mortgage broker. They can let you know what your options are to maybe go into a shorter term mortgage, to wait out and see what happens next year. It's always an option. And of course, taking a look at the prices and how much inventory is out there. There's a lot of inventory to choose, which means that the prices are likely still going to come down and settle down a little bit before they go up. So if you are in the market to buy, this actually might be a really great time to do so. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. The market is changing on a daily basis, so if you want to know what's happening in your neighborhood and are curious as to what a selling strategy looks like or what your buying strategy looks like, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help. And of course, let's see what happens in October, and hopefully we're going to start to have some more good news versus, well, not so good news like we've been seeing in the real estate market these days. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you soon.